So, do we live in a meritocracy? Before we delve into that question, allow me to introduce to you Politdigm Sparks. It is important to note that our videos do not aim to provide an unbiased source of knowledge, nor do we intend to teach you politics. Rather, our goal is to ignite a spark in your mind. By the end of this video, you should find yourself with more questions than answers. Our mission is to explore various societal issues, foster curiosity within you, and encourage you to think more deeply about the world we live in. All of this is achieved through the presentation of a single question. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support us and also stay updated on future episodes, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Additionally, you can support us on Patreon or visit our website to learn about alternative non-monetary ways to support our work. Join our public Discord server to become part of our community and submit questions for our Q&A on the monthly Politdigm podcast. Also, don't forget to drop a comment with questions you would like us to cover. So, do we live in a meritocracy? Before we delve into that question of whether we live in a meritocracy, let's first unpack what exactly a meritocracy is. The concept of a meritocracy suggests that success is determined by individual merit and talent rather than factors such as wealth, social status, or privilege. In theory, in a true meritocracy, everyone would have equal opportunities to succeed based on their skills and efforts alone. However, this is not even close to the world we live in. The idea that we live in a meritocracy is deeply ingrained in neoliberal ideology. It suggests that success is guaranteed for those who possess merit, implying a fair and equal playing field for all. However, that is not the world we live in. In reality, our society is rampant with systemic inequalities that undermine the concept of meritocracy. Many individuals, despite possessing merits and talent, are held back by factors beyond their control. The material conditions they have, such as their socioeconomic status, their access to resources, and not to mention systemic discrimination, such as systemic racism, makes it nearly impossible for certain people to find any success and have a stable life. To truly assess the meritocracy myth, we must acknowledge the stark reality of inequality and privilege. The notion that success is solely determined by merit completely ignores the systemic advantages enjoyed by the privileged few. Those born into wealth and privilege have access to better education, opportunities, and networks, giving them a significant advantage over others. Meanwhile, individuals from marginalized communities face systemic barriers and discrimination that hinder their ability to succeed regardless of their merit. An even closer examination of wealth and success reveals the fallacy of meritocracy. The top echelon of society is dominated by individuals who have inherited their wealth, or are part of an already rich family, or have exploited others for their personal gain or the success of their businesses, or all of these together. The concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few undermines the meritocratic ideal, as success becomes more about a privilege and connections than individual talent, effort, or any concept of merit. The saddest part is that most people, when looking at the success of the privileged multi-billionaires, justify their hoarding of wealth by saying that their success must be a result of merit, and thus must have earned it. This means that merit only exists if there already is some form of success, which is the complete opposite of meritocracy. The narrative of meritocracy is used to justify the status quo, perpetuating the myth that success is solely a product of individual merit, even though that never actually happens in capitalist society. By promoting the idea that success is solely earned through merit, it absolves society from its responsibilities to address systemic issues and uplift marginalized communities. Neoliberalism has created an illusion that somehow we live in a society where everyone has equality and equity, when in reality it's very clear that we don't. And it also fosters a culture of victim blaming, where those who struggle are deemed to lack merit or effort. It's an inhumane way to justify that some people deserve to live in miserable conditions their whole lives. So, do we live in a meritocracy? No, not even close. For as long as we live in a system where there are classes, where wealth is concentrated in the hands of a small few, there can never be meritocracy. We must be careful not to fall into the neoliberal fallacy that our merit is what defines our success. Whilst that would be a nice concept, in the current world we live in, it is nothing more than a fairy tale. For there to be a meritocracy, we would all have to start from the exact same place in society. We would all need to have equal opportunities. We would all have to have equal material conditions. But we don't. In a system like capitalism, the dream of meritocracy is impossible. Yet, capitalism loves to talk about meritocracy. It's curious, isn't it? We hope you enjoyed this episode of Politdigm Sparks. If you did, don't forget to support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and checking out the links in the description below. Anyways, good studies, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.